Welcome to All Sex Talk, your channel of alternative sexuality. I am Master Taino, and today we are going to talk about a very important topic about being real, about being authentic, particularly in our kink life, in our sex life. The beauty of being kinky is that we try to be as real and authentic as possible. What is real? What is being authentic? Simple, just being yourself, being true to yourself. It's about following your heart. That's where your truth is. I believe really that there is a kinky gene. I'm not a scientist, but that experience of many years of my life had taught me that there has to be a kinky gene. There is a dominant gene. There is a submissive gene. The same way that there is a gay gene. And when you have that genetic situation, there's nothing you can do about it. That's who you are. You have a choice, very simple. You can accept it and embrace it, or could you can repress it. If you accept and embrace who you are, you have a chance to be happy in your life. If you repress it, you got a very good chance to be miserable. That's as simple as that. So we have to accept who we are in our sexuality, our sexual orientation, be gay, be straight, be bisexual, be fluid. You can be uh, either sexual orientation with interest in getting involved with the same sex occasionally, whatever. You could be transgender, a man or woman. You can be non-binary, whatever you are. You have to accept and embrace that if you want to be happy. That's as simple as that. So, where does come from? How we know who we are? I am a firm believer from my own personal experience. We start knowing about this when we were kids, most likely preteens and then teenagers. We begin to be exposed to certain things that call our attention, that are related to our kinks. Uh, we could uh, see somebody tied up and that call our attention. We don't know at the time why it is, but it calls. It is part of. It begins to wake up what is already here. And the problem that most people has is that while they're growing up, they begin to feel pressure, pressure to conform to the rules and to the expectation of society. Be your family, be your church if you're raised in a church situation, or the government. There is some rules in society that we are supposed to follow. Uh, but we don't have to. It's better to follow our heart and to do and to live our life the way we want to live our lives. The other problem that a lot of people has is the so-called judgment of others. Oh my God, we're so afraid of what other people may think of our kinks or our sexual orientation or whatever, that we are not allowed to explore who we are because we are afraid of others. I always say nobody's going to give you your happiness. So why bother about other people? Um, and the other issue that some people has is, especially when they're new in the dynamic, when they're trying to explore, is their own fears. Some people are so afraid of exploring or their sexuality or their kinks, the BDSM, all the fantasies that they have in their mind at the moment of trying to act on them, the fears paralyze them. Guy Baldwin talked about this in his book, Slaycraft. And if the fears paralyze you, go to a therapy. You got to deal with your fears, then come back and try to figure out what is for you. So it is important that we accept and enjoy our sexuality, whatever it is, and not feel ashamed of our sexual desires, of our sexual needs, of our fetishes. Whatever we want to do, it's okay as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. If you don't hurting anybody else, you're okay. And as long as whatever you do with others has to be consensual. It's that simple. The problem that we have is that society that try to put everything that we do as something wrong, something bad, uh, a perversion. And no, sex is to enjoy. That's why we are sexual human beings. So don't be afraid of enjoying your sexuality in the way that you want. You are free and happy when you can express your sexuality with honesty, being who you are. Those who are repressed, then when the need, the urge is so big, they begin then to do it uh, behind the backs of their partners. I'm talking particularly people who get married or gay people who has a partner, vanilla, because that is what is expected of them. And but they have some kinks. They have some things that they want to do, or they want to explore with the same sex, or they want domination, or they want submission, whatever. But they never were honest with themselves, and then get into a vanilla relationship. And then I always say, the more you repress it, the bigger will be the need, the urge of acting on that. And that is the big issue. Um, the final thing I want to mention is, don't be ashamed of the things that you like. I I remember one anecdote I'm going to share with you guys. Um, I was at the DC Eagle years ago, and I have a young submissive boy. Uh, when I say boy, remember those adult boys, licking my boots. And he was so great in the floor, right in the bar, licking my boots. Then there was another young man watching us. And I could see his eyes, the intensity that he was watching that scene of that young man licking my boots. So I did call him. And he told me, "Oh God, sir, that is so hot." He said, "Okay, I got another boot. Go for it." "Oh no, not here, not here. I cannot do things in public." We're in a leather bar where everybody knows what we like, and he was so ashamed of being who he was, of doing something that he wanted to do, but because somebody may be watching, he was so afraid. Or people who are afraid of their fetishes. They're afraid to say that they are in water sports. They're afraid to say that they like to worship feet, or etc. etc. So don't be afraid of what you like. Just go for it and have fun. Okay. But final thought: being real is not just for your sexuality. It helps you in everything else in life. We are human beings, we're very complex, and we like a lot of different things. So make sure that in everything in life, you are authentic. You're doing the things that you like, from your career to everything else, and you will have a chance to be happy. Well, that's all I have for today. Make sure to check my website. Everything is in the description of this video. Subscribe, and I see you next week. Have a good one.